So welcome to the tutorials of Excel VBA. We're going to learn what is VBA. Basically, VBA stands for Visual Basic for Application. And the goal is to demonstrate how VBA can be used to influence the power of Excel. So in this training, we're going to learn the basic syntax of VBA and its usage, and Excel VB programming environment where we are going to write the code, and the various Excel objects that are present in VBA. And apart from that, we are also going to understand about the application object. Now before we start understanding the syntax and the usage of VBA, let us understand what is VBA. So as we have discussed, VBA stands for Visual Basic for Application, which is an event-driven programming language from Microsoft that is now predominantly used with Microsoft applications such as MS Excel, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Access, etc. So this tutorial will teach you the basics of VBA, and each of this section contains the related topics with simple and useful examples. It helps the programmers to build customized applications and solutions to enhance the capabilities of those applications. The advantage of this facility is that we need not have Visual Basic software installed in our system, but installing MS Office will implicitly help us to achieve the purpose. So we can use VBA in all versions, MS Office versions, right from MS Office 97 to the latest versions which are available in the market. Among VBA, Excel VBA is the most popular one, and the reason of using VBA is that we can build very powerful tools in MS Excel using linear programming, wherein we can automate most of our work which we do very repeatedly. Or we can develop our own macros using VBA. You might wonder why we need to use VBA in Excel as MS Excel itself provides lot of built-in functions. But MS Excel provides only basic inbuilt functions which may not be sufficient to perform the complex calculations. So under those circumstances, VBA becomes the most obvious solution. Now let us see how is it we are going to make use of VBA in Excel. There are different ways of opening the VBA editor. So the first and foremost option is you can click on the developer tab, and then from developer tab we can go to the Visual Basic option which is available on the extreme left. You can click on that and it will be opening this Visual Basic editor window. Or the other option what we have is we can simply make use of the shortcut as Alt F11. So if you see this window, the most important point that we have to remember here is we have certain windows which will come by default. For example, we have on the extreme left on the top, we have something called Project Explorer. You can see here, if you just go to the view and there is Project Explorer, or you can use Ctrl R as the shortcut. This is the window what is going to be opened. Now at the same time, we will also be getting the Properties window. Now Properties window is meant for specifying the properties of each object that we select here in this Explorer. Now if you click on the sheet 1, we get the properties of sheet 1. If you just click on this workbook, we get the properties of this workbook. Now if you just look at this Explorer, we have by default sheet 1. Now suppose if you go and add one more sheet, this Explorer will automatically add one more sheet here. So for each sheet, there is a separate code window associated with it. Now if you just double click on it, you can see in the title bar it is sheet 1 code. If you just double click on sheet 2, we get the sheet 2 code window. Now similarly, if you just double click on this workbook, we get the code window for this workbook. So in Excel VBA, we will be writing different types of code. We may be writing the code for our user-defined functions, or we may be writing code for our macros, or we may be writing the code for events. So let us understand one by one how is it we are going to deal with those options. Now, apart from this Project Explorer, there is also properties window. We can just click here. Now, if we just click on sheet 1, we get the properties of sheet 1. So if you want to set any kind of properties to this particular sheet 1, we can just directly set the properties over here. Now, before we start writing the code in the VBA editor, let us first of all understand how is it we are going to record a macro from Excel interface. So to do so, first of all, let's click on View tab. So under View tab, there is an option called Macros. So under this Macros, there is Record Macro. Now if you just click on this, it will ask for a macro name. So let us give some name to this macro. So in this particular dialog box, wherein you're going to type the macro name. So if you want to give any shortcut to this macro, you can just give the shortcut to this. So I'm just giving some shortcut here. So let us give the shortcut as Control Shift A, and then where is it you want to store this particular macro which you have recorded right now or which you're going to record right now. As of now, I'm selecting this workbook. Apart from that, you can also select new workbook. That means whatever code is generated, that code will be stored in a new workbook. And personal macro workbook is something which is used across your Excel application in your system. Suppose if you're storing the macro code in this workbook or new workbook, that macro is limited to that particular file itself. But if you are storing the macro in personal macro workbook, that macro will be available throughout your application. But remember one thing, if the macro has got any kind of errors, then it may corrupt your entire Excel application. So you have to be very careful while storing the macro in the personal macro workbook. So apart from that, you can also give any description if you want, and then you can click on OK. So once you click OK, now whatever process you do in your Excel interface, everything will be recorded. Like say for example, let us take a simple example as employee number. Let us take it as employee name. Let us take this as say gender. Now once we type this, let us give some borders to this. So let's give the borders, and then let's make this as say bold. Let's give a heading, so EMP data, and then you can just make this bold, underline. If you want, you can increase the size. So do whatever process you want. So once it is done, you can go back to View tab, you can go to the macros, and then you can stop recording. Now what is exactly happening is, it is something like you're recording your voice. So once you record your voice, you can play it back. The same way, whatever process we have done till now, that is after we started the macro, we have created this format. Now if you go to any other sheet, now if you just use that macro, like the shortcut what we have given is Control Shift A. So I'm just using that Control Shift A, that particular code is getting repeated. Or you can also go back to macros here and then view macros and then click on just say run. So in this manner you can record a macro. But what is exactly happening in the back end we need to understand. So to understand that, you can just go to the macros, view macros, and then select the macro, whichever macro you want. As of now we have only one macro, so you can just select that. You can click on edit. Now if you just click on edit, the code which you are seeing on the screen is the code related to the format what we have created. And if you observe whatever macro we have stored or we have created, that is getting stored in the module 1. That means this particular code is something which is related to the entire workbook, as well as in whichever sheet you want, you can run this macro. So while working on Excel VBA, we may be using various terms such as events. So basically what is an event is, event is the code that is going to be executed when you do some action. Say for example, when you are activating a particular sheet, you want certain code to be executed. Or when you are opening a file, you want certain code to be executed. So this is something which happens automatically as a reaction to the action what the user does. Now apart from that, we will be using the term as module. So under these modules, we will be writing macros, functions, and sub-procedures. Now macros is something which is used for automating our task. Functions, or just like the built-in functions, we can create our own user-defined functions. And the third option what we have is sub-procedures, is a code which is used only for the purpose of VBA editor. This is not going to be exposed to the end user through the Excel interface. Before we go ahead and understand how to start writing our own code, as discussed the various terms that we use in Excel VBA, let us have a brief understanding of what is an event, what is a module, what is a function and all. Now let us say, for example, I want to write some event for a particular sheet. That is, the moment I click on, let us say, sheet 3, I want certain code to be executed. So what we do is, we can go to the editor window, or you can right click here and go to the code window, view code. Now if you just go to this, see here, I've got sheet 3. This is the code window for sheet 3. Now let us say, if we just look at this code window, on the top, we have something called object. That means which object for which you want to generate the event. My object right now is worksheet. And for this worksheet, what kind of event we want to have? Let us say the moment I open the sheet, the moment I activate the sheet, I want some code to be executed. Something similar to activate, we have different other events also. Like suppose say if you do any calculations, if you change the content of the sheet, or if you deactivate the sheet, so you can select any of the event whichever is required for us. So as of now, for example, we are taking activate. So if you just select this, and let's take a very simple example. Let's give one small box, message box here. So I'm just giving here as message box, open the brackets, and within brackets let us say hello. Now once it is done, now go back to the Excel interface. I'll go to some other sheet, sheet 1 or sheet 2, nothing is happening. But when I click on sheet 3, so my action right now is activating sheet 3. The moment I click on this sheet 3, hello is getting displayed. That means this code is specifically written for sheet 3 only. In the same manner, if you want some code to be executed for say sheet 2, so just right click here and then go to view code, and then you can select whatever object. Right now we have only one object, worksheet, and which event you want. Let us say I just make use of change. Now say MSG box, let us give it as changed. So I'm just using some command as changed. Now what happens, you see here, we will go to the Excel interface, and then I'll go to the sheet 3, I'm getting hello of course, but if I go to sheet 2, I'm not getting any kind of message box, but the moment I'm making some change in the sheet, it is giving this particular message box. That means that code is getting executed. Now that is what we mean by event. So we may be using this, suppose say you are having some pivot table created in this sheet, and generally whenever we make any change in the source, data source, if we come back to the pivot table and we click on refresh button. So if you don't click on refresh button, the code will not be updated or it will not be refreshed. But let us say the moment you open the sheet, I want my pivot table to be refreshed in accordance to the data source. Then we can write that code under event. Let us continue with the macros in the next video. Thank you for joining me.